This morning I was unsure if I was going to share these thoughts or not. The previous videos I have usually just summarized the notes of my thoughts that I had written down in the morning into a compact 5-minute presentation. But I thought if this channel is truly going to be a log or a journey of my healing through depression and anxiety, then I need to stop editing out so many things. So for this one, I'm going to make it more of a vlog style, I guess, and just share all the thoughts that I had so that you can ride the emotional roller coaster with me. In previous videos, I cut out a lot of things that I'm afraid to share or afraid to say. And usually most of my fears stem from doubt, because I'll think I heard what I think that I hear God speaking to me. And when I say speaking to me, I don't hear an audible voice. It's a verse will jump off the page that will parallel to something I'm going through, like that type of thing, or a thought will come into my head. That's how I feel God communicates with me, I guess would be a better word than speaking. But then I fear that what if I'm wrong? Then I'm gonna look like an idiot. Or if I'm wrong, then maybe I really don't even know how to hear from God. All those fears start swarming in my head. But then I thought, you know what? Everybody has those fears and those thoughts and those times of doubt. So a couple of pages later in my notes, I just asked God, I said, should I do vlog videos where I tell exactly what I was thinking and feeling? But then I got afraid. I said, what if I'm not hearing God correctly? What if that's not what God is communicating to me to do? What if I make Christians look bad? And I just prayed and said, send me a verse to let me know which way to go, to let me know what to do, if I should share my original thoughts, even if they're doubtful and fearful. Well, I remembered earlier in that sermon that I was listening to on YouTube, he had mentioned without faith it is impossible to please God, Hebrews 11:6. So I thought, well, I'll start there. I'll read Hebrews 11:6. And actually, I just decided to read the whole chapter, Hebrews 11. And before I started reading that, I thought, I need to make sure that this idea that came to my head of making this channel more of a vlog was really a thought from God and not just my own thought or some random thought that came to mind. Because I remembered when I was little, I thought I had faith for something. I thought I had faith for many things, but those things, particular things, never happened. Well, later I realized I didn't have faith, I just had strong hope. So then I thought, well, what if that's happening to me now? What if sharing my thoughts and ideas, what if sharing my unscripted thoughts is just an idea that I have hope in and not faith that I'm supposed to do this? Well, then I started reading Hebrews 11, and verse 1 says in the Passion Translation, now faith brings our hopes into reality and becomes the foundation needed to acquire the things we long for. It is all the evidence required to prove what is still unseen. So then I read that and I thought, well, even if it is just hope, right now, take the next step and have faith so that all my hopes can become a reality. And then I thought, well, I don't think I'm strong enough to deal with all the comments and doubters and all that'll come to me, telling me that, I'm out of my mind or it'll never happen. So when I say it, what if it doesn't happen? What I'm referring to is I feel like God is leading me to, and I've been feeling this for a while, that God is telling me to let go of that previous venture that has pretty promising potential to make a decent amount of money And I feel like he's leading me to pursue my art and to share my journey with healing from depression and anxiety. I know the comments are going to come. Well, actually, I hope the comments are going to come, because if I'm not getting any comments, that means nobody's listening or watching. So you can't be successful without negative comments and haters. So I really need to look forward to that. But there will be people that tell me I'm out of my mind, I should be pursuing that other venture that has already made money and proven itself to make money, and I shouldn't be banking on my my subpar art and sharing my thoughts and battles and journey through depression and anxiety. But God has been leading me there, and I know that for fact. So after thinking that, then I got down to verse 7 where it talks about Noah. Then I remembered, well, Noah looked like a fool building an ark when it had never rained before. So yes, I've been afraid of looking like a fool. Well, here's a fact. Noah did look like a fool, but it didn't mean that he was a fool. And people did mock him. But when the flood came, people were pounding on the ark for help. So I thought, well, here's a fact. I will look like a fool. Another fact, people will mock me. But another fact is I'm not a fool. And after I succeed, people will be asking me for help. And I will be helping people, because that is my purpose, to help people. Now, when I compare myself to Noah, I'm not saying the world is going to end and people are going to ask me for help to save their lives. I'm just saying whatever business God is leading me to, it will succeed. And all I know is it involves art, and it involves my journey of healing from depression and anxiety. But then more doubt came in. Joseph came to mind, and when Joseph shared his dreams from God with his brothers, that's what got him sold into slavery. So he thought, maybe I shouldn't be sharing these ideas that I'm sure are from God. And I know I'm not going to get sold into slavery, but I'm just saying, should Joseph have had shared his dreams? Look at all those bad things that happened to him, because he did. But that's also what got Joseph to Egypt, which eventually saved him and his family from starvation. I also thought, it's not really faith if I post all these thoughts after my success comes. If I wait till after I'm successful and then in hindsight say, oh yes, I had all these doubts, but I knew it was going to happen, and here it is. Well, that's not really faith. That would be like me saying, well, if God comes through for me, then I'll show these journal entries of all my thoughts. But if God doesn't come through for me, then no one will ever know that I thought God was telling me this would succeed, and I won't look like an idiot. Well, that's not faith, that's hope. And faith is what brings things into reality, not hope. And the fact that I am worried about looking like an idiot or a fool just goes to show that my priorities are in the wrong place. Who cares what I look like or what people think? Am I trying to please people, or am I trying to move forward with what I think God is telling me to do? Noah either didn't care what people said and thought, or he was just good at putting his feelings aside and ignoring what people said. Who knows? Noah's human. He probably was bothered by what people said, but not bothered enough to stop doing God's work, because Noah worshiped God, not people. And Noah trusted God, not people. And maybe the things people said didn't bother Noah at all. Maybe because his faith was so strong in God that God shielded him from the effects of critical people. The Bible does say God is my shield, and Noah kept his eyes on God. Noah knew and believed the end result, a flood, and the ark would save him. So I think of an analogy. If I had a piece of paper and I knew it was worth millions of dollars, would I care if people made fun of me on my way downtown? No, because I know immediately after showing that piece of paper to the lottery office, I'll soon be driving to the bank to make a deposit. So hope is wishing that the lottery ticket will give me millions of dollars, and when somebody stops me on the way downtown and tells me that I don't have the winning numbers, I believe them instead of what the ticket says, and I stop because I don't want to look like a fool in the lottery office. But faith doesn't care what other people say or think, because faith believes what the ticket says, and nothing is going to stop faith from getting to that lottery office, because faith knows that millions of dollars are sitting there waiting to be claimed. So, that was my emotional roller coaster this morning, trying to decide if I should share my thoughts so that you could see the emotional roller coaster I go through, rather than having a nice little 5-minute script typed up. I think some videos will be scripted because I can get to the point quicker, and this video I have rambled on way too long, so my next vlog needs to be about a third the length. But I thought, well, I just need to share exactly what I'm thinking so we can see God work in my life. Well, if I haven't put you to sleep yet with this snooze fest, then you must have insomnia. But thank you for watching and listening. My vlogs and videos will eventually get better. I doubted whether or not I should even post this, but I thought, you know what? It can only get better from here.